So I was thinking, what if I put hella Reese's peanut butter cups into some peanut butter cookie dough? I bet it'd be fire. Let's make it. We using all these. Alright y'all, so here's the layout of ingredients for these Reese's peanut butter cookies. We got some granulated sugar, we got some brown sugar, we got some room temperature unsalted butter, a room temperature egg, got about 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips, baking soda, fine sea salt, Reese's peanut butter cups of course, got some all-purpose flour, some smooth and creamy peanut butter, some vanilla extract, use the pure kind, don't use that imitation stuff, it's whack, and we got some molasses. Alright y'all, so the first thing I like to do when I'm making cookies is I like to go ahead and get my leavening agents and my salt into my flour so I don't forget, because sometimes when I make cookie dough I will completely forget to do that, and then it's kind of a headache trying to incorporate that into the cookie dough to make sure that the cookies actually rise and spread and brown when they bake. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. So we're gonna put a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and we're gonna put 3/4 of a teaspoon of the sea salt. And I'm going a little heavier on the salt because to me, salt is very important in desserts. I don't think that it's used enough, especially when you're an adult. You don't want something that's just like so super duper sweet that you can't really enjoy it. And along with that, I'm gonna go ahead and add the chocolate chips and give it a mix. So this is an important step that I learned when I first started baking, is to go ahead and add the chocolate chips to the flour so that they can actually be a part of the cookie dough instead of like kind of like dropping down to the bottom of the cookie and you can't really see them. So the whole idea is to kind of get the chocolate chips coated with the flour so they kind of adhere to the butter and the sugar and all of that and the eggs. And if you pay attention to some of these cookie demo videos, you'll see that they'll incorporate the flour into the wet ingredients, and then they'll like fold in the chocolate chips, and you'll see that, you know, it's hard to like incorporate it into it because the flour is already mixed in. So the chocolate chips kind of be on the outside of the dough, not really incorporated well. So it's just my suggestion to go ahead and do that, get out of the way, and it makes it easier too because you're not doing all these extra steps for nothing. So, all right, so we got our mixing bowl here, and I went on ahead and added the peanut butter. This is 5 ounces of peanut butter, and to that I'm going to add 1/4 ounce of molasses. And that's what's going to maintain the moisture in the cookies and make them soft and gooey. And I'm going to add the granulated sugar and the brown sugar. Next is the unsalted room temperature butter. All right, so we're going to take a nice strong spoon if you don't have a stand mixer. And we're gonna mix all of these ingredients together until they're well combined. You want a good cohesive mix here. And it should come together rather quickly because everything is room temperature. See, it's pretty good. Everything's combined. Next, we're gonna add our egg and a half teaspoon of vanilla. And give it a mix until the egg is emulsified into the butter and the sugar. And again, it should come together rather quickly because the egg is room temp. And we're actually like halfway done with this cookie dough now. Making cookie dough is like so easy, man. It's one of the quickest desserts you can put together if you want something sweet late night. I'm switching to my rubber spatula so I can kind of mimic that same action I would get if I was using a paddle attachment on a stand mixer. And this is gonna kind of slightly whip the mixture so it gets a tiny bit of air into it, not too much, but more than you would if you just use a spoon, because you want this dough to kind of be fluffy and to expand. So if you don't have a rubber spatula in your arsenal, you know what I'm saying, they're very inexpensive. You can go to the restaurant supply store or to, you know, local grocery store or something like that, Bed Bath & Beyond or something, you know what I mean? And get you a few of these, because they really do come in handy, and they come in different sizes too. See, something like that. Everything's like fully incorporated. Got a little fluff to it. It doesn't look curdled. Smooth and creamy. That's what you're looking for. And just that quick, we're at the last step. We're gonna add our dry ingredients, which is the all-purpose flour, the baking soda, the sea salt, and the chocolate chips. And at this point, we can go ahead and add the peanut butter cups. And just like with the chocolate chips, you want to kind of mix those into the flour as well, so they could catch a hold to it and not sink to the bottom. These are super big chunks, so it'll be tough for it to do that, but that's just a rule of thumb when you're doing stuff, when you're doing add-ins for cookie dough. So we're just gonna kind of fold it in just until it forms a cookie dough. You don't want to overmix this because you want to have the most tender product as possible. So just until you don't see any more dry spots from the flour is when you want to stop. Anything past that is going to turn it kind of gummy or kind of stiff, and you don't want that in your cookies. All right, so we're just about there. No more white. This cookie dough is a little bit more forgiving though, I will say, because it's not as much flour as on most recipes. And I held back on this one from the regular peanut butter cookie dough recipe that I have on the channel, because I wanted these to be just a little bit more gooey in the center, so I just held back on some of it, and I think it makes it real good. See, that's what you want. And now we're ready to get our portion scoop and put it on a baking tray, and we're gonna let them chill out in the fridge for at least an hour, so that the all the ingredients can combine. You know, the flour can absorb all the moisture from the wet ingredients, and it just bakes off super duper perfect. At least an hour, you need to do that. If you do it overnight, it'd probably be the best. You know, 1 to 2 days, you know what I'm saying, will give you the best product. It's gonna like brown like perfectly and everything like that. But if you just cannot wait, you know what I'm saying, go at least 30 minutes to an hour, you know what I'm saying, let it set up, and then you can go ahead and bake them off and enjoy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get these scooped out. I'm really excited, man, because as you can see, this cookie dough took almost no time to put together. And we got enough cookies here for today, tomorrow, and the next day. This batch is probably gonna make about 18 to 22 cookies. And you can freeze these and have fresh baked cookies whenever you want. I'm gonna get these finished scooped out, and we're gonna wrap them up and put them in the fridge. All right, y'all, we got everything scooped out, and as you can see, we ended up with 22 cookies plus a little piece of one. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these up with some plastic wrap and throw these joints in the fridge. And I ain't gonna cap, I'm finna take me a shower while these chill out, cause I need to get my body clean. Fresh out the shower. All right, y'all. So the cookie dough done had some time to set up. And now I'm just gonna add some chocolate chunks to the top of them to give them a little bit of decoration. I have before used those little mini Reese'S peanut butter cups to put on top. You know what I mean? Just to give you a little bit more of that Reese's flavor, and to also let people know what's inside of the cookies. You know, if you're gonna do these for like a party or something, that'd be cool. It's actually a flavor that's on my menu, but I'm gonna give y'all the recipe, man, cause I'm generous like that. You know what I mean? All right, we got the oven preheated to 375. I usually bake them on my cookies on 350, but I changed it to 375 because it browns them a little quicker, and it leaves the center a little softer to me. I got that tip from Christina Tosi. I was watching one of her videos. She was doing chocolate chip cookies and she was baking them on 375. So we're gonna bake these in the oven for about, I'll say 12 to 15 minutes, maybe. We're just gonna keep an eye on them, but we're gonna start the timer on 7, and then we're gonna rotate the pan, and then we're gonna time it again for like maybe 3 minutes, and we're gonna see what we're looking like, and we can kind of like, you know, bump it up like 2 to 3 extra minutes after that, just depending upon how they're baking. But we just want to see a little bit of color on the outside, and to make sure that it's kind of set. You know, we're gonna aim for an underbaked cookie, but not too underbaked. All right, y'all. So here's the finished product. The cookies have been cooling for about 10 minutes, and when I press on, they still are very soft, which means that interior is going to be super duper melted and creamy and gooey and everything you want after midnight when you're craving some chocolate and some peanut butter. It's about to go down. I'm about to pour me some ice cold almond milk, and I'm gonna tear it down into at least 3 of these cookies. All right, so here's my first victim. See the texture of that looks really good. It's nice and soft, peanut buttery, melty chocolate, all that stuff.
Don't make no sense.
Okay, so those were the ultimate Reese's peanut butter chocolate chip cookies, made in no time, with the exception of the hour that the cookie dough had to chill in the fridge. But it's definitely worth the wait. Give this recipe a try. Please let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel, like the video if you're digging it. And I'm gonna see you next time with another dope recipe. And my brother might be in it too. Peace! Yeah, I was still kind of hungry, so I made myself an avocado toast. This one right here is finna put me to sleep. But I showed y'all this just in case y'all might want a little breakfast idea or something. So I usually have these for breakfast before I hit class. But if y'all want this recipe, let me know in the comments and I'll hook it up. It's real simple. Very delicious.